The 11th of July, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Shiva. Uven shloshim, uven yesh lechol echad madrega bifnei atzmo. Oh, hold it, I missed a line. I'm sorry. Uven yudbet chodesh, this is what you just were saying. V'yom hafsaka, hainu posek bo milomar Kaddish v'yartzeit. So those were
Yard site is the fifth one.
Oh, the fifth one. Okay.
Fifth one is yard site.
Okay. So let's just Shiva Shloshim, the Yud Bet Chodesh. What's the Yom Hafsaka?
That's the Yom Posek Bolam Kaddish. That's the day that they stop saying Kaddish.
Oh, so that's considered okay. That's considered okay, part of it. Okay, and then the yard site, which is the 12th month. What about leap years? Then you say the sixth time, don't you?
So what's the status? What's the status if there's a 13th month of Adar Sheni? Yeah, that'll be discussed. I think you'll discuss that.
Oh, okay, very good. V'yesh l'chol echad madrega bifnei atzmo. Okay, so that's a variation. There is to each one a step, I guess.
Yes, madrega is like a
level.
The level, yeah.
A level for itself. Okay. Vitam chalukot elu madregatam nireh she yasru. No, yasdu. It looks like Chazal lefi midat hadin hamatuach hakadish hu lahagain.
So the reason Hatama Chalukas Ela, the reason for these distinctions, these 5 levels of distinction, and their levels near Shiastud Chazal, it appears that Chazal based this on Yisad through Chazal. Chazal based it on Lefi Midas Hadin Matuach Kaddish Hu Lahage. The level of Midas Hadin, which is there, and the Kaddish, which is has the ability to protect the nifter from the Midas Hadin. So why are there these 5 levels of Kaddish, and the different significances in them is because there is, and these 5 time periods, there's different levels and strength of Midas Hadin, which is affecting the niftar, and therefore the Kaddish has a ability to protect the niftar from the Midas Hadin.
Oh, okay. Okay, to protect. Okay. Vatam chalukot elu madregatam nireh sheyazdu Chazal lefi midat hadin hamatuach kadosh baruch hu lahagain. Oh, okay. So this is basically what you just said, I think. This statement here. The reason for these different levels, these separations. Okay. Ulekach shiva yamim harishonim tzarich yoter rachamim uzkut ushloshim tzarich yoter rachamim me yudbet chodesh. So as you said, there are different levels of observance might not be the right word, but there are different levels depending on how soon after the person was niftar and
Right.
buried.
The Midas Hadin is varies depending on various circumstances, and these are the 5 different time periods where the Midas Hadin it has different strengths over the nifter.
Okay.
Therefore, the saying the Kaddish is more significant when the Midas Hadin is stronger, because the Kaddish is more necessary to protect the nifter from the Midas Hadin.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. The yard site, hu mishnei ta'amim. So for the yard site, there are 2 reasons. Okay. O divioto yom itra mazalo shel avel. Okay. Kimo shekatav halavush biyored dea siman tet tafvav. See if you'd bet. Okay, so that's a source. Okay, nachat ruach la'aviv u'leimo lahagen alehem u'lechaper lenafsham. Okay, so if it's for a parent, it's to protect them, through the atonement of their souls.
By your side, there are 2. There's a double significance in the saying of the Kaddish on the yard side. One is because for the person who's the avo, the sons or the daughters of Mother, their mazel on that day is very weak. I mean, they have less siyata d'shmaya on that day, because that was a day that their parents were niftar. That's number 1. And number 2 is that there should be an opportunity for them to give anachas ruach to the father and the mother, and therefore to protect upon them and to lechaper, give an atonement for them, for the father or the mother.
Usually on the yard site, I don't know about in this country, although maybe in this country too. I go to a shul that is a lot of young people, so I don't know so much. But on the yard site, you usually bring in like a tikkun, so that people can have, say, brachot, I guess, for the parent.
Right.
Okay.
Right, very true. That's also that's a discuss for the niftar, for sure.
Right.
What is it?
Okay. Very good.
What is a tikkun?
I'm sorry, Lou?
You said a tikkun. What is that?
I guess like a tikkun is like a repair, but it's I guess that's part of the process to elevate the to help the neshama go up even more, towards, I guess, the Beit HaKisei, or the not Beit HaKisei, where to Hashem, in
right.
heaven.
The Sephardim, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they have a very elaborate Suda the night before. The night of the they have a very elaborate Suda. Families invited and other people close to the person.
And this is for the benefit of the nifter?
Yes, I do believe so. I mean, when I used to go to shul in the States, and people would have a tikkun, you would hear people say that the neshama should have an aliyah.
Right. I've heard that.
So, okay, so if you've heard that, I mean, I think that's one of the, I don't know how to say, reasons or purposes of this little refreshments after shul.
I got you.
Because you have all these people saying brachot in honor, or memory of the niftar.
Right.
Excuse me, sorry. Yes.
Okay, so we can continue. It says,
Right.
Nahagu ha'avelim latet lo kol ha'kodashim. So it's traditional for the person in Avelu to say all the Kaddishes, I guess.
Oh, so that's what I'm talking about. That was the earlier minhag, where the people who would be saying Kaddish, they would take all the Kaddish, right? I mean, there's also an Indian that there should be a shliach tzibur. Also, that's another thing. We're not going into that exactly right now.
Okay. Mishum de kevan v'nahagu lahafsik chodesh kodem. Okay, so there's that's the tradition to stop a month beforehand,
Right.
saying the Kaddish. Okay. Uvishvil shemivater that's
Lahem Kodesh.
Lahem chodesh yamim natnu lo kedima zo.
But since they're not going to be saying for the last month, they usually stop. The minhag is usually to stop saying the Kaddish for the 12th month. So since they're stopping and they're really being foregoing all the Kaddishim for the coming month, so therefore on the day that they will be stopping, meaning that's ostensibly the last day of the 11th month, they give them all the Kaddishim of that day, because they're not going to be saying Kaddish for a month.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Okay, continue. Umehai tama eno kodem lidchot liyartzeit uleven shloshim ki enam mishtachrim kalum al yado the lav hache yesh lahem din kadima alav.
So on the yom that he's stopping the Kaddish, he's not going to be doicha if there's a yard site or someone's within 30 days, right? He won't push off a yard site or a person within 30 days. He ainam maskirim klum ayado. That I think what he means here, he ainam maskirim klum ayado. They're not benefiting anything over him. And it's just he should be saying, meaning he's like a person within Yud Beis Kodesh. So any person based with Yud Beis Kodesh can't push off a yard side or a ben shloshim, right? So the fact we happen to have a minhag that we give the person who's at the end of his 11th month, we give him the Kaddish, but that's everything else being equal. But if yard side's there or ben shloshim is there, he can't have any precedence over the ben shloshim or the yard side, because he wouldn't have it anyway. If it would occur during the 11th month, he wouldn't have it anyway in that day, in that
right.
month, or the 12th month anyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ein monim hashiva v'hashloshim ki im miyom kibura. So this is, you don't count until after the burial then, for Shiva and Shloshim.
Right. So we're the 30 or 7 days that begins with the Kavura.
The Kavura. Afsha Varzman Rav ben Mital Likavura. Or even if there's a lot of time between the death and the burial?
Right, so the Sheva and the Shloshim go according to the day of the Kfur.
Oh, okay. Ve'emonim miyom hamita v'lo miyom she'nodalo. So you don't count from the day of death, and don't until the
In
day.
Miyom Hamisa, you don't count from the day of the death.
Okay.
Miyom Shenodalo, and not neither from the day of when the knowledge became known to him. Sometimes there's a difference between the Misa and the Yom that he learned about it.
Okay, yeah, that's a concept of being an onain, I guess.
Onain and Avon, correct.
Right. Okay. Kamosha Katav Harama Yoredeya Siman. Okay. Shin Ayin Vav Sif Dalid. Okay. Mishum de Ikre Dinim Shel Gehinom Matchil Mistimat Hagolel.
Right. When do the primary judgments that take place on a person, they start occurring with the closing of the grave.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. The yard site, Monimi Yom Hamita. Okay, so the yard site is based on the day of the death. Kamosha Katuv, Bioredeya, Siman Tafvav, Sif Yidbet, Haga'ah, Le'inyan, Hatanit. So it's traditional to fast on the day of the yard site?
They do have a community that people do fast on the day of the yard site. Whether we should be doing it in our time, sometimes it's better not to fast. It's better to if a person can learn or give tzedakah or both. So you have a Rav, you should ask a Rav if you have a yard site as to whether or not you should be fasting or it's better to do something else, which would be more significant.
Also, you're saying more brachas if you eat during the day, also for yourself too. And I guess
right.
the nifter.
Right.
Okay.
I was told that on the first year, if there's a delay from the Misa to the burial, the first yard site's on the day of the burial, not the day of the Misa.
Yeah, that could be different minhagim about this. That's
Okay.
right. So yeah, that there are those that say that it's from the day of the Kfur for the first yard site, right?
Okay.
Did it say how long the delay was, Lauren?
My father was nifter on Friday and he was buried on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a lengthy time.
Okay. There were a lot of issues involved, but
Uh-huh. Well, I know, like, yeah, my dad passed away in Florida, so we had to get the body up here.
Yep.
So, and I think he passed away on a Wednesday. We actually had, and this is in the winter, we actually had the funeral on Erev Shabbos, in the morning, so we can get back to sit for a few hours before Shabbos began. Okay, the ein chiluk ben shehaya eitzel mita o shehaya rak eitzel hakavura.
What does it say? Ein chiluk ben shaya etzel miso oshe rak etzel kavura. I think what he's referring to, there's no difference if the person was there by the side of the nifter, either by the time of the misa or but only at the time of the kavura.
Oh. Okay. Kimosha katav chalavusham ba'afilu b'shana rishona v'yom hafsaka.
So that's a period. I feel where you shouldn't. So he's saying, right? The lavush is saying that you go after the Yom HaMisa even in the Shana Rishona, which as we see there may be other opinions about that.
Oh, okay. V'yom ha'sakan yir'eh mechabush demonim v'yom ha'kbura. Oh, that's interesting. So when you stop saying it, it's based on the day of the burial, according to the.
Because that's when you start. That's when you started saying. You started saying Kaddish based on the burial. You stop saying Kaddish based on the burial.
Ah, okay. Ak im yesh yamim rabim ben mita lekavura ein monim ela v'yom hamita. Oh, that's what we were saying. Okay.
Right. So now, I'm not sure if that's referring to all, and we've mentioned up above, or just in terms of the Kaddish. It's not clear to me, but that would fit in if we say, in many cases we have the discrepancy in the time. Right.
Uh-huh. Okay. Ve'ein omrim miktzat hayom kechulo le'inyan shiva u'shloshim. Da'afilu b'tfilat hamincha yesh lo adayin zechut shel shiva u'shloshim. So what's that? Ve'ein omrim miktzat.
But is that really the case? Because you usually say that you get up, from Shiva, you get up right after Shacharis in the morning. You don't sit all day.
That's in terms of Shiva, right? But in terms of Kaddish, meaning, let's say there was a.
Oh, so you have the chiyuv for Kaddish all day.
Right. He got up in the morning on the seventh day. Got up on the Mixus Yom Kippur. So he got up after Shacharis on the seventh day, and then he went to shul in Mincha time, right?
He still has Kedima for Kaddish, for Kaddish.
Right. So there was a Yom Shloshim there, where someone's davening B'tok Shloshim, he was davening Mincha. So whatever the Kedima, he would have Kedima, because he's still considered Ben Sheva for the, yeah, that's right.
Gotcha.
Wow. Okay. All right. I missed this last. Kimosh Katanu Achronim. Okay, it's written by the Achronim. Poskim Lomar Kaddish Chodesh Kodem Hayartzeit V'Yom Echad Kodem Yom Hayartzeit B'Chodesh Shacharav.
So you stop saying Kaddish a month before the Yortzeit?
Yeah, but I think that isn't it the day before the month?
So posting Omer Kaddish Chodesh Kodem Hayartzeit. You stop saying the Kaddish a month before the Yortzeit. The Yom Echad Kodem Yom Yortzeit. The Chodesh Acharav. What does this mean? You're going to give an example.
Oh, okay. So it says Dahainu im hayartzeit shelo chal b'zayin shvat tarich lomar kaddish rach ad shisha yamim b'tevet v'ad b'klal. So it's really a day before.
Right, since the
11th.
The day before the month before.
Right, 12th month, I think, yeah.
Right, the Yortzeit is going to be Zion Shvat. So you go back a month to Teves, and you don't say on Zion Teves, but you say all up and through Vav Teves.
Vav or Shisha?
Vav is 6.
Oh, okay. Vav, I'm sorry. Vav is 6. Okay, thank you. V'im hashana me'uberet. Oh, here. V'im hashana me'uberet. Mafsikin shnei chodashim kodem. The chodashim garmu liftor hadin me'alav. Mafsikin gam kain yom echad kodem kinal.
Says here, so it says, Im Shadim Uberes, Mavsikin Shnei Chodshim, Kodem, so if it's going to be, again, it was going to be Zion Shvat, so you would back up to Vav Teves.
Kislev.
And
Kislev.
it would be Vav
Kislev.
Kislev. So you'll stop Vav Kislev.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, then it says, Ben Shiva Gadol Shehalech B'Shabbat B'Veit HaKnesset. Oh, so during Shiva, one goes to shul on Shabbat. Afilu im asa minyan b'veito b'chol. Oh, even if he had a minyan at his house, what, during the week? Mikol makom, yesh lo kol hakadashim umadche leven shloshim the yard site v'chol shechein leven yudbet chodesh mikol hakadashim.
Again,
So if you're Shiva and you go to shul on Shabbos, you have Kedima for all Kaddishim, including
Right.
yard sites.
because
Oh,
that's
okay.
the minute. The minyan is that they go to shul on Shabbos. So he has the Kedim on all the Kaddish for the Shabbos.
Edema mean?
Precedence first. From Kodim first. He has precedence.
Right. Okay.
Okay, v'hainu kadashim shel tefila, aval, aval b'halacha, let's see, okay,
Shir
aval,
Shel Yom.
shir shel yom, o tehillim Kaddish.
Again, so it says, well, the Angel couldn't zoom in, it needs to go, it's still doing it. Right, so it says, Kemosha Kasab the Ben Yud Beis Chodesh Mekola Kadeshim, that is Ben Kadeshim. The Hainu, what are the Kadeshim referring to? The Hainu Kadeshim Shel Tefila. Right, those are the Kadeshim for the davening. I will shir shel yom o tehillim Kaddish yikach hayard save. If it's going to be for the shir shel yom after the if it's going to be the Kaddish after the shir shel yom, or the Kaddish by if they say tehillim, then yikach hayard site. The yard site takes that Kaddish echad bili goro without any a lottery. The shar Kaddishim shel tehillim and the rest of the Kaddishim of the tehillim. Yeah, feel a yard site girl in Sharving. You make a girl a lottery with the yard site and the other are veiling. We'll have to stop here. If this last piece is not so clear, we'll go over it again.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, fine. So I'll have to stop here. And Mitzvah Shem, hope to see you tomorrow. Everyone should have a good day.
All right, very good.
Thank you, Shemaiah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lou. Have a good afternoon.